Do you think this aura of light behind me and above my head makes it look like I have a bright idea coming up? If you do, write it in the comments. And seriously, greetings YouTube. And in this movie I will discuss if you should buy the developer kit 2 or wait for the Oculus Rift Consumer version to ship to your nearby post office or home, wherever you choose. Okay, first I'm gonna give you 5 reasons for why you might not want to get the developer kit, and then I'm gonna give you 2 reasons for why you might want to buy the developer kit too instead of getting the consumer version, and then I'm gonna give you 2 reasons for why you should not wait for the consumer version. Then I'm gonna give you 4 reasons for why you should want to wait for the consumer version and get the first consumer version as soon as you can. So, first reason for why you should not get the first or the second developer kit is that in the day I bought mine for $350 and it was new. Where if you buy it now used, you might find that you need to pay more because people want to get some money for their own consumer rifts. So that's why they're selling the developer kits. Personally, I'm not selling mine. I want to show my kids and grandkids in the future how virtual reality were back in the day, right? So that's going to be so fun for me and my grandkids, I suppose. I don't know. Okay, the second reason for why you should not get the developer kit 1 or the second developer kit is that damn pixel grid! No! It really screams in your face with lots of dark dots. It's a grid of dark dots that follow your head everywhere around where you look. So you might not want to experience that at all. It's really irritating. The third reason for why you do not want to get the developer kits for the Oculus Rift is the refresh rate. It's not as high as it is gonna be in the consumer version, which means more people are gonna be sick and get motion sickness in virtual reality and throw up on themselves and whatnot. So you might want to get the consumer version instead, so you will have a much better chance to not get motion sickness. And the fourth reason for why you should not get the developer kit is the field of view. In the second developer kit is like this. So when you do this and you can see your hands, then where your hands are will be totally black, and you can only have like a picture that's like this or something when you're looking in around. And it looks like you're looking out of a tube or barrel or something like that. It's really irritating actually. Unless you're focusing on the middle of the picture, then it blurs away. Okay, and the fifth reason for why you might not want to get the developer kit is that it does not ship with a gamepad. So if you do not have a gamepad, you might want to have to buy one, because most of the games and the demos on Oculus Share requires you to have a gamepad to actually play them. Some of them do actually allow you to use your keyboard and your mouse to play. So those are great, and those are the games I have played because I don't have any gamepad. So many of the demos on Oculus Share, I can't play them because I don't have that freaking gamepad. So you might not want to buy the developer kit unless you have a gamepad. Okay, now 2 reasons for why you might want to go ahead and get the developer kit too instead of waiting all those months for your consumer Rift is that it will ship to you in a few days. You just have to order it right now somewhere from someone who have used it, and then you'll get it a few days later. So if you're not so patient, you might want to get a developer kit instead, if you can wait. Or the second reason is that maybe your PC just ain't really good enough compared to the specs which the consumer version of the Rifts requires, or recommends actually. You don't really need a GTX 970 to run the games. It's more like a guideline. So okay, if you have that one, then you can be sure to run all the games on Oculus Store. Most of them on maybe medium and low resolution. And if you have something worse than that, then you might have to run it on low details and stuff like that. And then you'll have to experience some lagging, or at least some dropping in frame rates. So look out for that. 2 reasons for why you might not want to buy the consumer version, the first consumer version of the Rift, is it might be too expensive for some, right? Especially if you don't have a hardcore gaming computer to actually use this Rift thing. Plus, it will take you like several months before you can actually get the Rift and find out if you can actually play it on your computer with the games on lowest settings and with a little lag here and there. 2 reasons for not wanting the consumer version is if your computer just isn't good enough to do the consumer Rift justice, then maybe you want to get the DK2 instead. But notice here that you actually need a decent gaming computer to run the DK2 anyways. Okay, and 4 reasons for why you would want to get this awesome the consumer version of the Oculus Rift. And the first one is, it has a much higher field of view. I have heard YouTubers describe it like having this as a field of view instead of this. I only experienced this in my DK2. I haven't experienced the consumer version yet, so I can't say. But it looks like you're going to have much better field of view, and you'll be more likely to not notice the limited field of view because it's bigger. Second reason to get the consumer version of the Rift is this consumer version ships with working software for the Oculus Home, or maybe you would call it the Oculus Store, where you can buy Oculus-approved games and launch them right away in that launcher, and you can interact with people, you can chat with them. And maybe later you will have the option to do voice chat. Who knows? So yeah, and you might not get that software for the Oculus Home for the developer kits. We haven't heard anything about this. The Oculus team are totally silent. They won't tell us yet. And I don't know why, but they haven't told us anything about if you can actually get software for the developer kits to use the store. But it makes no sense why not to do that. I mean, then they can sell more games. So let's have our fingers crossed, or all of them crossed. Okay, and the third reason to get the consumer version is that, I actually already talked about that. That's like the same as the second reason. So there's only 3 reasons and not 4, apparently. But the next reason is the 4th/3rd reason you might want to get this consumer Rift is that the resolution has been improved, which means less pixel grid to watch in your freaking face. And they have also improved greatly upon their optics, which they have those round optics thingies they include in the Rift, which you look through and then it obscures the pictures from the 2 custom-made displays. And those 2 reasons are some of the reasons why it actually is so expensive, because it's all custom-made. The last reason is that the consumer Rift ships with higher resolutions in the displays, and you will also get a much better optics in the consumer Rifts, which will help to make the pixel grid fade away. So not just the resolution helps, but also the optics in the Rift will help you to not see the pixel grid. And I have not experienced this yet firsthand with the consumer version because I haven't tried it, but I have watched some YouTube videos from other YouTubers who have tried it, the consumer version, and then some of them say they didn't notice the pixel grid at all, and some of them said that you could, if you paid very, very much attention, then you could notice the pixel grid. So, but if you're just playing a game, then you probably won't notice it at all. So that's definitely a reason to get the consumer version instead of getting the developer kit. And if you still think that the consumer version is way too expensive and you want to be sure that you actually don't experience this pixel grid, then hold off and don't buy any of them yet and wait until you actually get a lot of reviews from people who have tried the consumer version for a few months so you can thoroughly review it and say, I at these times noticed the pixel grid, or they never noticed the pixel grids, and the price in future generations of the Rift will fall down when everything in the Rift gets to be not custom made, but something they can pull off the shelves. But so thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like my advice, please hit the like button, the thumbs up, and give me a thumbs down on this video if you don't feel this advice was useful whatsoever. And you're feel very free to leave all your comments below in the comments section, and I will definitely read them, all of them, because I enjoy hearing from you. What do you think? And you're probably watching this video right now because you're interested in virtual reality, right? I mean, what are the chances that you're not interested in watching this movie? So maybe you want to go ahead and go to my channel called Experience Virtual Reality. And on that channel, you can watch me playing demos in virtual reality in my developer kit too. And then you can see my reactions and see how it looks like for someone to play the Rift. So go ahead and subscribe to my Experience Virtual Reality channel on YouTube. That would be really nice of you to do, and I would appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, then you can do that too if you want to, but no pressure. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that I'll see you in my next videos. Bye!